Good morning and welcome back to the channel. It's Saturday morning. I've told everyone that I'm out for the day, so with any luck we might get a whole day in here uninterrupted. But what I thought today we would do, we'd have a little look at the MG. At Donington we had a lot of noise being made from, I think it was the gearbox. But what I'm going to do is we'll get it on the ramp. First thing I'm going to have a look at is I'll drain the oil out of the rear axle, because you know, there's a chance that I may have mistaken it for the rear axle. If that's the case, it's a relatively easy fix. If the rear axle looks well, we'll have to get the engine and gearbox out and strip the gearbox down. I should imagine it's a bearing or something, but I don't really know. I've been scouting around this morning trying to find an engine tilter, which helps me get the engine and gearbox out of the car. I did lend it to someone and I do believe they brought it back, but where we put it in the interim, I don't know. So we'll have to see if we can get round that. But yeah, let's get on. Okay, so if I'm honest, that oil looks like, because if you remember we put new oil in and that's done an hour. It's got a bit of a metallic look to it, but I would suspect if there was a bearing going, it would looks okay. So there we go, that's the oil. Looks okay to me, so I think what we'll do is we'll continue getting the engine and gearbox out. What I'm going to do is drain the gearbox oil into a clean container, and then we can have a little look and see what this looks like. So it's fair to say that the oil in here I don't know if you can see that. It's clean as well. So, I mean, the good news is there's no chunks of metal or anything there. So obviously, running the gearbox like we did, it didn't do any damage to wearing metal. So I can only imagine there's a bearing that's on its way out, and that's what's screaming. I don't know. I'm still inclined to take the rear axle, the crown wheel and pinion out of the rear axle, just to have a quick look first. You know, the oil in both the gearbox and the rear axle looked okay, really. The rear axle had a little bit more metal in it, but that always does tend to. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the diff out of the rear axle, and so we can just have a quick look at that. Although having said that, now having actually thinking myself through it, it was making more noise in fourth gear to start off with, and then eventually started making noise in third gear and then lower down the gears. So maybe it is the gearbox. Right, now let's do it. Let's get the engine gearbox out, and we'll strip it down and see if there's any bearings. I've never done it before, so we'll have a go. How hard can it be? Right, come on, let's do it. Let's get the engine and gearbox out. I mean, I've done it before, and we used to do it quite quickly before, so let's see. Let's just get on. Let's get on. So we need is a calibrated bit of rope. What's on the boot lid? Open the bonnet and keep the bonnet up, out of your way. Right, so first thing we'll do is we will drain the water. I've just had an idea. So I've just had an idea. Let's see how long it takes to take the engine and gearbox out of the car. We reckon? Hour? 2 hours? So I've got a timer here, kitchen timer. Now it's running. We'll put it over here so I don't cheat. We'll stick it on there. And we'll see how long it takes to take the engine and gearbox out. So the good news is I found the engine leveler, so that's a result. So it looks like I've forgotten that I should have taken the starter motor off, so we've just got to just take this off now. Jack the car up in the air and take the starter motor off, because what's happening is I can't get the engine far enough forwards for it to drop down off the cross member at the back. So there we go then. That was 1 hour 54 minutes. And the engine's out on the floor. Now obviously it took a little bit longer because I couldn't remember how to do it. But that's how you get an engine out of an MGB. How hard can it be? If you remembered how to do it, it would be a lot easier. Right. So there we go, that's the engine and gearbox out of the car. Next time we'll get the gearbox stripped down and see if we can find anything. I don't know. Until we take it apart, we don't know. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get all cleared up and get all my tools put away, and we'll see you next time. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and see you next time. And remember, how hard can it be?